It's going. You go. They took it in blood. You're gonna have to get it back in blood. That's just how it is. And ain't
Can I
nobody
say
willing.
something? Can
And a
you
lot
hear
of
me?
hold on. A lot of people ain't
Just
willing
make
to
it so you can hear me.
sacrifice themselves for the greater good. A lot of them not. That's just my opinion.
Can I say something? I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me, Dots?
We
Yeah, we hear you.
hear you.
Okay, because I had to
We
come
can
on my
hear you,
phone. That was
Sister
just making
Freedom. I
sure.
hear
Hi,
you.
everybody.
Hi, Sister Freedom.
Peace. Hi,
Peace.
Dots. Hi, Brother
Hello,
Reggie.
hello. I'm
Hi,
on.
everybody. This is a good conversation. And the brother just went from one thing to another just now when he was saying something. I don't think y'all was talking about reparations, were y'all? But regardless, it could slip into that. But let me just ask a question. With all these so-called Africans, if that's what you want to call them, because I'm still trying to figure out how that continent. But see, nobody never questions them on how they got there, and but it's that's never questioned. Just like Chinese people is never questioned, they come from China. It's always questions about us. But if it was so many Africans that came over here, the millions that they talk about, why we don't cook? They would have brought their traditions over here. They would have brought their culture over here with them when they came. Why we have our own culture? Why we have our own way of cooking? Why we have our own way of dancing, our own way of singing, our own way of everything? If we are all descendants of these
Come on,
people,
what is your
why
food
don't we
source?
do? Excuse me.
Sorry.
Why don't we do anything that they do?
We do
They
everything they do.
absolutely not.
The tote bag, you
Hold on,
Absolutely
call
hold on,
not.
tote
hold on.
bag.
Who said
Words
tote?
you
Let me
use
tell
out of
you.
your mouth.
First
Words
of
like
all,
tote
first
bag
of all,
come
I'm not.
from Africa. Ain't
Wait
no
a
first
minute.
of all. You
You
answer the
are
question. You gotta
interrupting
listen to the
me.
answer.
You
You
were
can't.
interrupting me. Who is talking?
A
First of
tote
all,
bag and go back to Suma. Man, what are you talking about?
wait a minute. Was that Apostle? Because I don't know who is talking right now because I'm on my phone, so I really can't see the person. But
I'm sorry, that was Rakufu.
oh, I should have known. I should have known. He keep opening it. Rakufu, be quiet, please. And I'm gonna say please. Okay. We do not. We do not cook like them. They don't eat soul food like we do. Okay. They don't dress like us. They don't dance like us. They damn sure don't sing like us. Okay. They have their own set of things that they do. All I'm saying, and if we're the descendants of a people who came over here and you're saying that there was no black people over here and we're their descendants, we should have all their stuff. We shouldn't be doing our own thing because keep in mind, we can't even say we do it like the white man because the white man cooks different too. We have our own way of doing everything.
Hey,
So
hey, so
I'm trying to figure out if it was so many of them, then why don't we do nothing that they do? And we don't even cook rice the same way.
All right, let me bring on. Hold on, let me bring on Dazali. But before I bring on Dazali, like I was saying, they know that they are different from each other.
Right.
On hold on, y'all.
Hmm.
They know that they are different from each other on the continent. How
Right.
come we don't understand that? How come
I
we don't
do.
know
I got
that
one more
we're
thing
different?
else to say,
Yo,
sir.
hold on. How come we don't understand that? You got the Yoruba from West Africa, the Berber from North Africa. They don't have the same culture. They know that they different. You got the Zulu from Southern Africa. You got Zimbabwe. You got the Ethiopian. You got Fulani. You got all these different ethnic groups that's out there, and they know that they are all different. Now we got the I'm putting up quotes, air quotes, African Americans. We think that we the goddamn same. Something wrong with y'all mentality, man.
We've been
And you
saying
think
that.
when somebody say no, we're not the same, you think that's saying something like, "Oh, we hating." Or I'm gonna speak for myself that I'm hating on Africa because I say I'm not the same. No, I'm not hating on them. I'm just simply telling you we're different. You got the Cometics, the Egyptians, Kemetic people.
They
We
look
different.
different.
We different.
So I had one more thing else to
Yeah,
say, and
make
then
the
I
last
won't
thing, and
say
then I
nothing
gotta bring
else.
on this Zali.
But can I finish? Because I wasn't finished. I want to
Yeah,
make something
yeah,
clear. Okay. I want to make one thing clear. When I was young, and I've said it on here before, I didn't go to school with any Africans. They weren't that. They were nowhere. I'm from Atlantic City. My family, everybody knows my family's from King William County, Virginia, and Georgia, and Richmond, Virginia. Okay, no Africans in my schools at all. I didn't start meeting Africans until I was in my 20s. I mean, really, I'm just trying to figure out if there was so many Africans here, why they weren't in our schools. And no, this stuff about calling each other African American, that stuff just started to almost the 90s, the late 80s. We was black, we was color, and we was proud to be black. I mean, it was just an era. I don't. We weren't African. So I don't know where this is coming from. That we up them because they damn sure don't up us. Everything that they do, they do. They don't give us no grace for copying off of everything that we do. None of the other races do, and everybody copies off of the copper color or black Americans. Every race that's out there copy off of us, the way we dance, the way we sing. They try to cook like us, everything, but we're not trying to be like them. And that's facts. Now you can say whatever you want. Jesse Jackson started that African American stuff, and we just been doing. We always falling into somebody else's stuff.
All right.
We're our own people. I'm sorry, but we are our own people. And
All
I'm
right.
so glad
Desali, what up, Desali?
What's up, big brother
how you
Star?
doing?
What's up, big brother Reggie? Peace to the sister Dots. Peace to everyone on the panel. The first thing I want to do before I ask Dots a question or two, I want to try and answer the question that was just answered. And one of the first things I want to say is I live down here in Florida, but I've spent a lot of time up in New York. And one of the first things that I've noticed is that we're pretty different. We're the same, but we're pretty different. You know, which one of you put sugar in your grits? Down south, that's almost unheard of.
Yeah, I put sugar in my grits.
Yeah, I did that a long time ago.
That's good, son. That's good.
Or if you even eat grits, a lot of the people I know didn't know what grits was. So keep in mind, we're only separated by about 40 years. By about our relatives moving up north about 40, 50 years ago. So we're only separated by that little bit of time, and we're already having changes in our customs and culture. So imagine being separated from a continent 300, 400, 500 years. Yeah, you're going to be different than them. But that's just my attempt to answer that first question. I could go deeper, but I wanna get to the question that I wanted to ask the sister that was on the panel tonight. The sister said something that stuck with me and made me want to ask this question. The question I wanted to ask her is, would you agree that we supposed to be more, how should I put it, sophisticated, more educated than our ancestors who may have told us certain things, because I don't know, maybe your family was always educated and your grandmother and great grandmother were one of the few black people, well, I don't know if I should call them black, Indian people who went to college and they were highly educated. Mine weren't. My understanding of my grandparents and great grandparents, well, first of all, education was not as accessible for them as it is for us. They had other things to worry about. So my parents sent me to school and said, son, go and learn things that I didn't have the opportunity to learn. So I've always seen myself as having a responsibility of being better and having better information than what my parents had. Some of our grandparents told us that thunder and lightning was the devil beating his wife. We supposed to have better information because we have better access. So I would ask the sister, does she agree with that?
Sorry. Okay. So you was asking me like, no. So my family doesn't come. If I'm hoping I understood your question correctly, I apologize. So no, I don't come from quote unquote a formally educated family at all. I think I said that earlier. I absolutely do not. But I do not believe that having a formal education is what makes you educated. I think maybe you're more knowledgeable, but that doesn't make you wise. And I would never. I'm sorry. I would never say that a book that I'm reading, a source, a third party, a tertiary source, a secondary source, could never tell me who I am and who my people are. And I'm going to take that over what my grandmother, grandfather, I would never do nothing like that. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. So I would say that I came from a family of wise elders. They weren't educated in the formal sense, but they were definitely wise.
Okay. I could go further, but there's many people on the panel. I'll just go with my second question to hurry up and get out of the way. I've heard you and Dr. Reggie, Brother Reggie, mention that you have a master's degree. Not really bringing that up. I would have to add, and this question may actually answer the Brother Revelations question about can someone with credentials be wrong or whatever about certain things. I'm going to ask you, do you accept evolution or do you have a problem with it?
I don't want to get into like that science stuff. That's really not my lane. And this is where I'm a very humble, like to be honest with you, like I said before, I'm big on feedback. This is why I don't get like upset. Y'all can call me whatever, say whatever. I'm not going to take it to heart. I welcome it, right? And if I don't think I know something or I don't want to engage, I'm not. So science is not my lane. I'll defer to that. I'll just leave it there. Okay.
Thank you, sister. And I really want to give you props for even saying like, look, that is not my darn lane. Just like if someone asks me something about the darn Bible, I'm gonna say, I don't know, brother. But that's a big deal. I want to say thank you, and that's all that I have right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let me go on to Queen Nepal's in the building. What up, Nepal? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, peace. Thank you, Saneter. Peace to Brother Reggie and Sister Dots. I see you, Sister Freedom. That was a great conversation. Got a little heated. I liked it though. It was great. You did great. I wanted to ask some questions first to Dots, and then I don't know, and then of course Brother Reggie. I'd like them to address this. I agree with a lot of what Sister Freedom said about and Dizali about us being unique. I want to take it to this land as far as what about the conversation being where we have so much connection, like with people who are indigenous of this land and African from the progeny of the slaves of the slave trade, the African slave trade. Is there any room for a conversation where we can say there were people here that the phenotypically look like Dots and me and Saneter and Brother Reggie? There were people here, and then colonizers brought Africans also from the continent of Africa here through exploitation, slave trade of African people. Can we talk about how? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to start with if you get what I'm saying, Dots. Is there any room for a conversation, or do we have to say, no, we're either or? We're either the indigenous.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I think, and that is why I was saying before in the beginning of the conversation, like, I love conversations like this about identity. It's going to get heated. It's going to get passionate. You're talking about people's identity. You're talking about people's family, right? And so of course, it's going to be passionate and heated. And I think that there should always be conversation. That's why I wanted to have a conversation with Reggie, because I know that he sees it from a different lens. And as I said before, I respect him greatly. He's done the work, right? He's put in work. He's definitely put in time for his degrees. And I said before, I respect him. That's why I wanted to have the conversation with him. I think though, and we can acknowledge that, right? Like I would never be the one to say that slavery didn't exist. I've never said that. But I think people like putting people into a box. Like it's important for us to, like when Dex came on, he was like, to the Sister Dots, what are you, abos? Or it's almost as if I have to know, I have to be able to identify you and lump you into a group of people in order for me to have a conversation. Because if I can't identify you and lump you and pinpoint you with like with a certain group or under a misnomer, it's like all of a sudden, it's sort of like, oh, now I have questions. Who are you? Do I need to know your name? No, you don't, sir. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm telling you who I am. You could respect it. You could take it or not. That's up to you, right? But I'm very clear about who I am. Very clear, right? And I think that conversations need to happen. That's why I love conversations like this, and they should, you know? But respect have to go both ways, and especially knowing the history of America and knowing how just like crafty and mixy and dirty this game has been when it comes to paperwork, when it comes to changing racial classifications historically. We like to talk a lot about scientists and this, that, and the third. We can't ever forget, the Plecker dude, Walter Plecker, right? That monster, that psychopath, and what he did and how many people he affected, right? So this is some real conversation. This is some heavy stuff. And when you realize that the bill of goods that you've been sold, that what you've been learning in these public schools and these college, that you've been fooled, right? That you've been fooled, that something is just not making sense, and you have questions, why not ask them? Why not dig deeper? And when you're finding that what you're finding is completely going against, or it's somewhat changing or evolving or shifting right into a different lane, let's welcome that. Let's unpack that. So I think that's a great thing, Nepal, in my opinion.
All right, Nepal, you finished, or you got another one?
No, that I think that's great that she said we should have these conversations. I want to hear from Brother Reggie, if he doesn't mind. What is his position about the indigenous people being here, being looking phenotypically the same as we do, as like we're similar to us as Africans, or is it either or? Like Brother Reggie, what I'm trying to say is, what's your position? I think it was Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, where we were here before. What is your take on that, if you don't mind addressing that?
We're at war with an oppressor. We find ourselves against each other because of that war, and we don't focus on the person that did harm to both. I believe that the Native Americans, of course, or American Indians, they deserve reparations, but the United States has already given them domestic dependent sovereignty. They've given them a federal trust. They've given them, they evaluated in the Supreme Court. They've never evaluated the African. I think that sometimes there's two different messages. My fight is different than the copper-colored people's fight. So I don't need the copper-colored people to fight my fight. They can fight their own fight, but not on my back, right? Because I'm not interfering in what they're doing at all. I don't go and interfere with them. I respect them. Turtle's out here, and me and Turtle, we didn't see each other in the street, right? I respect what they do, right? But what they do is do it. But don't try to use us and try to convert us into your thinking that we are you, right? Just do you, right? If you don't think that we are right, that's fine. But I have a lot of information on my side. And as far as my education is concerned, I didn't just go to university and learn from white people or European people or European. I went to school and I learned from some of the best African scholars directly from Dr. John Henry Clark. Dr. Ben. So my information is not right. And if I had questions, you know what they did with me? They said, well, Brother Reggie, you're a good student. You got these questions. I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you to Africa. Now, I haven't been back to Africa. I haven't been back to Africa since 1987. I don't have any need right now to go back to Africa, right? My fight has always been here. I'm a black nationalist. I believe that Pan Africanism is something that should be accomplished, but that's not my direct fight. That my fight is here. But when we are in these conversations and then we come across people who act like us, we're not sure. We're not sure who they are. And then they tell us, or we find out who they are. Okay, you got a different point of view. So let's clear it up. I respect Dodge. I told you in the very beginning. I respect Dodge for who she is. She's just not me. She's just not me. And I'm not her. And I respect that. But then comes the disrespect, not necessarily per se from Dots, but from other people about some of the comments some of the other people said, which I think is enormously ignorant, because some of the people who said that have been around black people all their lives, engaging with black people's struggle, and then all of a sudden they something different. Okay, if you're a sister, I can accept that, because it's really hard for black women. So I don't want to ever knock a black woman for identity. I don't. But I usually just deal with the men, right? Because I could say what I want directly to them, and it's harder for me to say something to a sister because I've dealt with men. You see me on the streets, I deal with men, right? With women, I do have to be a little bit more tender. But if you're gonna lie on my people, right? You're gonna lie on my people, and I know where I'm from. I search my genealogy, right? I search also my DNA, and I made a mistake the other day, and someone's really mad at me because I said genealogy is the only way, but that I messed up, right? Genealogy can absolutely, DNA actually tells you who your 10th, 11th, 12th, 15th generation people are, right? And mine are African. Mine are not Native American. But I can respect their fight, but leave me alone in my goddamn fight. Fight your own fight and leave me the F alone. Like, don't be my friend. Fight your fight. If you could be my friend, but fight your goddamn fight yourself. Don't try to make me you with silly arguments, right? Because I'm not buying it. I got far too much education, and my elders, look, they are who they are. They said what they say. Now you're going to erase that? Don't erase Dr. John Henry Clark in front of my face, right? And don't say he was wrong. Prove him. Do the work. But if you're just going to come and you're just going to talk without information and you ain't write no goddamn paper, you ain't do none of the things you're supposed to do, okay, it's YouTube. Sorry for raising my voice, but it wasn't to you. It was like, fight your own goddamn fight. Leave our fight alone. Don't come on our places and spaces, insult us about our ancestries and what we believe, because guess what? I'm not paying attention to you. Because you know what? You lost the war, and America gave you the Marshall Trilogy. They gave you what they didn't give us. But you're going to talk about a few little Africans that came on a few little ships, right? And do all this reverse migration bullshit. I'm not doing it, because guess what? The scholarship doesn't say that. And so all white scholars and black scholars are lying about the African slave trade, and you know best? The hell out of here. Sorry.
I want to say thank you, Dr. Reggie. Thank you, Dots. You want to respond to Dr. Reggie, but I just want to say to both of you, great conversation. I'll go ahead and mute out and let Dots, I think she wants to.
Hold up, Paul, read that on the screen.
Ms. Pooh 4494, thank you for your super chat of $20. She says, for decades, Dr. Claude Anderson called us Native Black Americans and Original Black Americans as a distinct ethnic group with unique historical claims. That's where Tariq said he got the idea for FBA. Wow. Interesting.
All right. Dots.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel, Reg. Tell us how you really feel about your people, man. Here's what I'm gonna say.
I just don't care about. I respect your people, but I don't care about your people. So I'm going to talk about my people.
Trust me, we got it.
Okay, you asked me. I told you.
We got it. I didn't ask you anything. I was talking. I didn't ask you anything, but I got it. So tell us how you really feel. And thank you for reminding us. Okay? Because the last time that I checked, some of our most notable Black nationalist leaders also didn't have education. Elijah Muhammad didn't have a formal education. Malcolm X didn't have a formal education. I think you mentioned Harriet Tubman didn't have a formal education. I mean, you name it. The list goes on and on. So as I said before, I don't think that in 2025 that a person needs a degree to enter into a conversation. Again, I will say that sounds very gatekeeperish. That sounds very boule-ish. That sounds like colonizer talk. That's how I feel, and I stand on that. I just don't understand how any conversation can move forward when an elder is coming on and being very dogmatic, and you do that a lot, respectfully, Brother Reggie. Second thing, you said that you have to be a little tender when it comes to talking to sisters. But every time I watch HOK, it's usually men up here, and they're usually crying. They're usually triggered. They're usually in their emotions, and they don't take much. It just takes one comment that a person don't like, and they are triggered in their feelings. We just saw a good example of that. So I ask you respectfully, because I came to you with respect. Oh, when it comes to me, let's just always I don't want you being tender. I want you being as real as possible. You and I both know how we give it up in New York. I'm a female. I was raised in Harlem. I talk with passion. It is what it is. It's part of the culture. This ain't hate. It's nothing. It's nothing but that. That's just how I talk. That's how I give it up.
Okay.
Period, point blank. So don't be tender when it comes to talking to me. I don't like that kind of talk. Because I think that a lot of brothers have been a lot more emotional, a lot more easily triggered, a lot more in their feelings than women usually have ever had when they're on the HOK. And I'll land my plane there.
Okay, so I will retch it up a little bit. Your personal family is your personal family, and that has something to do with you personally. Most of the topics that we deal with nationality, we deal with struggle, we deal with sources, right? We deal with sources. Um, when people bring in who their personal family is and try to wrap everybody else around in their personal family about what their mama said or their grandmama said and their great grandma, we take that with a grain of salt. But the minute that you start going into history and start talking things about little ships and stuff like that, that don't make no sense. That means that you got to go outside of your family structure.
Let me apologize. Excuse me, Reggie, can I just say, let me apologize if the way that I said that was offensive, because I am by no means diminishing. I am by no means lessening the horrible slave trade that went on. I am not saying that it didn't exist. I've never said that. So to our point, listening isn't art. I've never said that. So if I apologize. Again, that's just how I talk when I'm in the moment and I'm talking and I'm just being, so I do apologize. That wasn't where I was coming from. I wasn't trying to minimize or diminish the slave trade. Let me be clear. But I was trying to highlight some of the lies that we've been told, some of the myths, right? And sort of like resetting some of that. So that's where that was coming from.
I happen to like you, Dots. So, and that's here nor there. And so what a person says is one thing, and but we have a listening audience, and that's another thing, right? And we have a war going on between abos and ignorance, right? About trying to reframe our history. It's them that's doing it. It's not necessarily you. I didn't want to have this conversation with you at all. You know that.
But why not? Why not?
I did because I didn't want to say some of the things that I did to you. I did not. Even though I didn't try to make it personal, I just did not want to. right? Because you didn't start this. I've been around these boards for 12 years, and I've been in the streets for 40 years, in the university for 40 years. Um, so a lot of the talking points that the male abos have or their talking points, and it bleeds into our culture. So now we're divided. We're more divided to a point that now we know that it's not possible to really help each other, right? It's not possible because uh, I don't trust people who have their own thinking of what happened on things like the slave trade and our elders and our leaders. I don't trust them being around me when I'm doing my fight because I know I like to know what they are going to say. That's that. So that's the point. I have another point, and I'm looking for a document so I can pull it up. But I apologize to you personally, uh, but as far as the fight is concerned, and all these things crazy things that I hear about that I've heard, and I don't want to divide, I don't want to fracture my own friendship. But if I've worked at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, I have, and I have a good education. And when I find somebody that I think that needs to read a little bit more, I'm not talking about you. They need to look. So no brother with a bunch of doing it who's 30 years old, 35, doing a whole bunch of push-ups is not going to be bullying me away from what I struggled and sacrificed to learn. And if I'm wrong, I tell anybody if I'm wrong. If I think I want to debate you, I will. But I debate organizations. I try not to debate individual people, right? But now we're here. So now we're here. So we have, and from some of the other people that I've heard, that's where I really heard the hate, Dots, and you helped bring it out. What has the African done for us? I showed you on my other shows when we got autonomy, we called ourselves African. African Union, African Lodge, African Benevolent Association. There was no divide. But the European ultimately came in and he created the divide, right? He has to break any type of unity. But and as far as artifacts is concerned, with the person that talked about the artifacts, right? Well, two quick things about artifacts, right? One, you can just go to any African burial ground museum and you can see the artifacts that they left. There's a whole in New York, a federal African burial ground museum. You can see the artifacts that they left. It wasn't Christian, it was African artifacts that they left and other keepsakes, but artifacts from the government. And the person that actually said that, well, guess what? For the African art that you have in your house, right? The African art that you have in your home that for years you shown and you was proud of it, right? I don't know what you're going to do with all that stuff. I don't know what you're going to do with it. I think it's money. I think it's very expensive. It's a nice collection, but I don't think it's something that you want to keep. I just think that you need to sell it, right? So
what you talking about, Reggie?
I don't know.
The person who I'm
talking. I mean, Reggie has been sneak dissing. Like I'm trying my hardest not to. Reggie, I don't want to disrespect you in any type of way.
Disrespect me.
I don't want to because
Yeah,
I don't
why don't you
arguing with you.
why don't you disrespect me because I'm talking politics? I'm just talking about people who for years were African and then all of a sudden they something else. So it ain't about
first
sneak
of all,
dissing.
Okay.
And I don't want to talk to you anyway.
Let's not do this, Reggie. We can do this at another time. We don't have to argue back and forth. I just wanted to ask you one question. The DNA test that you took, and you said that it came back that you had some African in your lineage. Okay. Has it ever got you where you can meet the people that's in your family from these different various places in Africa? Have you connected with anybody from your bloodline? I'm just curious to that.
I mean, if anybody knows anything about DNA, it tells you where your family is in populations. DNA does not give you a name. DNA does not give you a name. It tells you areas. I've showed my DNA, not my tree, but I've showed you my DNA populations. I didn't show you. I showed everybody. So to
Right.
go and say to anybody that does DNA, and I'm not so sure if you believe in DNA, it doesn't tell you where you are from. But
And
I'll
this,
tell you this. I'll tell you this. My mother's first cousin, well, first nephew, right, removed, right? Um, his name is Calvin Pearson. Calvin Pearson is my cousin. He did the 1611 project. He is the person who found that the first Africans came to Fort Comfort, which is now Fort Monroe in Hampton, right? My family member. So my family respects the Africanists. My family does not know, never talk to me about no Native Americans, right?
okay. Okay,
All
so
right, all
then
right.
go down.
Stop,
Can
stop,
I
stop,
finish?
stop,
I just
stop.
wanted to ask him one more question. I'm not being mean with Reggie.
Oh man,
What
come on, man.
no, I'm not. I'm saying, okay. I'm just saying, I don't see no reason why all people of brown, different brown can come together. I never said that. I love unity, no matter whether you from Africa, the Virgin Islands, Dominican Republic, wherever you from and you brown. I think we should all stick together. But that does not mean that we all are African. That's all that I'm saying. I'm not. I have no problem with the unity. You know, my kids is Jamaican, so I don't have no problem with the other brown people. I'm just saying, you know, you don't, I can't be what I'm not. And I
All
mean,
right, all right, all right, all right,
and
y'all.
wait a minute, Saab, wait a minute. My house, let's just make sure it's clear. I have a room with African things, Egyptian things, Buddha, Hindu, Native American. If Dotsa has been to my home, anybody that's been to my home, every room has different cultures in it. So no, I will not be throwing away anything that I have in my home.
All right, that's it. Let me say this real quick, man. We as a people, we are destroyed like a mother. I'm just sitting back, just looking at this and looking at us. And because someone called themselves Abo, or we assume that they are this or that they are that, man, we are all the same goddamn people here in the wilderness of North America. Dots is no different from you, Reggie. You are no different from Dots. You are no different from Freedom. The only difference that we have is ideologies and the identity crisis. That's all it is. And we sitting here fighting each other over that. And we thinking that we really got them different. I remember Nepal said something to the Hebrew, because the Hebrew was saying something like, "Oh man, he not us, he not our people," or something like that. And Nepal went off. She went in and she was right. She said, "Come on, goddamn it!" Something like, "Oh man, you call yourself a Hebrew? We are right here all together." Because I didn't call myself a Hebrew, we think we are different from each other. Muslims think we are different from each other. Family, y'all don't see the European tactic? They really fucked us up bad. Where we fight each other over goddamn titles, man. Y'all don't even see it. And then you wonder why we don't have businesses. You wonder why we don't have nothing going on in our communities. Because we have no unity. No goddamn unity. All we are is consumers, and our children is going to be consumers, and our grandbabies are going to be consumers, because we ain't left them a fucking thing. And we think we different. We're not different, man. So what? The nigga call himself an ADOS. So what? The nigga call himself an ABO. We know that we are all the same, because once you get the information and the knowledge, we understand that we have an identity crisis. You can call yourself black people call themselves any goddamn thing. But we are all the same people right here. All of us, man.
Can you share my screen? No, we got different feet, according to you.
Nah, you just in love with the goddamn African, Reggie. And you don't love your own earth.
No,
you
I'm African American. African American, sir.
Man, I'm not no damn African. We different. We different. I have African ancestry, but we different, bro.
What makes us different? The white seed in us?
No.
Can you
Absolutely
please share
not.
my screen? What makks us different? You didn't say that to Dr.
What
John.
makes us
Clark.
different?
I'm saying it now. I'm saying it to
Definitely.
you. I'm saying it to you. I don't have to say it to Dr. John Henry Clark. We all grow. We all grow, man. At one
Okay.
point, I was a goddamn African. At one point, I was running around saying
Goddamn
I'm
African.
African. I was running around claiming to be an African.
Okay, look, I do most of my work for African Americans.
You grow.
I work for African
And I
Americans.
feel, I feel that I have grown. Now, I'm not mad at you for calling yourself an African. You know why, Reggie? Because I know we the same goddamn people. I don't give a damn if you say you're African American and I'm this and they that. I don't care about the titles, brother. You care about them damn titles, not me. I know we.
Okay, no, you have your opinion. Can you please share my share? Wonderful. Thank you so much. So let me just get this out. Okay, we're the same people, different cultures. If you look closely here, you're going to see in South America, you're going to see skulls. This is the Aztec skull tower, right? This right over here is what it looks like right now, right? This is a skull tower. These are different people's different cultures, right? This is ancient mass child sacrifice discovered in Peru. Not discovered in Africa, discovered in Peru. Human sacrifice in the pre-Columbian America, separating fact from fiction, right? That's what they did, different cultures, right? Those are those groups of people, all right? We have to assess, like you say, the similarities and the difference. The Moche people, these are the pyramid builders, great pyramid builders. These are the people who built the pyramids, right? But if you go, the artifacts around the pyramids, they look like this.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. That's what it
not
looks
a good
like.
argument.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So my whole point of it is different people, different cultures. When I go to the Africa, when I look at who I studied as my particular ancestors, right? We have different cultures. So when the Aboriginals start that stuff that they do about hate Africa and stuff like that, you could take this. You could take this. Take that.
All right, so can I debunk Reggie right quick?
Nah,
So,
hold on, man. Hold on. Because some people are just plain.
I want to cook them so
some
bad.
people are just plain.
Let me
some
go,
people
bro.
are just, yo, who's talking, man? Some people are just plain retarded, man. You know, here, this nigga says Saneter was way out of line on Tommy's show. You know why you feel that I was out of line? Because you didn't like me coming in there standing up for the sisters. I went in there because them niggas was calling black women hoes and bitches, including your mother, nigga. Because your mother's a woman too. And they was in there calling women bitches and hoes and saying all kind of derogatory things about women. And so when I went in there, Tommy acted like a fucking bitch. Straight up bitch. I went in there and said, yo, y'all niggas are very disrespectful. And what did he do? He kicked me out. They kicked me out. And when he kicked me out, he started talking shit where I couldn't defend myself because he kicked me out like a bitch. So you just like a fucking hoe. He talked about your mother. He talked about your daughter. He talked about your auntie. Because when he said women, and aren't your mother's a woman, stupid nigga? Aren't your daughter growing up to be a woman? So that's what he was talking about. And I went in there to defend sisters. That's what I did. And so how the hell I was disrespectful? You just a coon ass nigga. That's all it is. You just a coon ass nigga. Simple as that, man.
Thank you, sir.
Saneter, can I make a statement?
Can I respond to him?
Saneter, can I make a question?
Nah, hold on. The young brother, where you at? You got to cam up so I can see who talking, man.
It's me, Tyron, Red Sun.
Red Sun, go ahead with your pseudo ass. Go ahead, man.
All right, so Reggie made a homosexual statement talking about the Moche statues, but Africa has boy wives. And also in Kemet, they were catching semen in Set story. So let's not.
Come on, man. We ain't trying to hear all that stupid shit, man. Come on, man. You sound real dumb, man. Nobody want to hear that nonsense. I'm mad because my people is fucking mixed up and confused.
Yeah.
That's what the hell I'm upset about. I'm sitting back looking at this. Go ahead, Dex. Unmute yourself.
Okay, my fault. So I was just hearing Nepal when she said she asked a real good question about I forget specifically what it's about, but what I would say is that what we're having here is just a timeline problem. Like a lot of abos and like FBAs, they're saying like we were always over here, right? But we're not negating the fact that we were here before anybody came here, as far as like the Europeans and the transatlantic slave trade. What we're saying is like, what period of time were you guys claiming to be here before everybody else? That's the good question.
Watch this. Watch this question. Watch this question. For yeah, I may not have a goddamn degree, Reggie, because I hear y'all talk this degree shit all the time. But you know what I do have? Common fucking sense. I got common sense, man. And so now I'm gonna ask you a question, Dex.
Mm-hmm.
Where do Europeans come from?
They come from Europe, right?
Who are the first people on the earth?
Not if you're from the
Hold on, be quiet.
Sorry,
Who are the first people on the earth?
Come from Africa.
Be quiet, y'all. I'm talking to Dex and Reggie. Where do Europeans come from?
Drop a bomb.
Hold on. Where do Europeans come from?
I get the question that you asked.
No, my man, answer me, man.
I'm answering.
Where do Europeans come from?
They come from Africans. But I'm saying,
all right, how did they get to Europe? How did they get to Europe?
Let's go.
I get that, but hold on. My question.
Let me stop you because you don't want to answer me, Reggie. Let me go to the degree man. Let me go to the man with the degree. I'm not putting no shade on that. Reggie is a very intelligent brother, and that's why I listen to him. Brother, be quiet. Be quiet. You already failed. You don't want to answer the question. Reggie, where do Europeans come from? First, let me ask you, Reggie, who was the first people on Earth?
The African.
Where did the European come from?
People called African.
Where did Europeans come from, Reggie?
Europeans came from Eurasia. That's why it was titled that. But
so Europeans are not light-skinned Africans. They didn't come out of Africa, Reggie.
They came from Africa.
All right. So if they came from Africa into Europe, what were they before they left Africa?
That's not what the abos are claiming.
Be quiet, man. Be quiet, brother. I'm talking to Reggie. You had your chance.
Okay, so it's a long period, but the people in the Levant, they gave the SLC gene, which is the
Reggie, we don't need the whole drop down science. Okay. All I'm asking you is, what were they when they left Africa into Europe and before they migrated? What were they?
They were black Africans.
They were admixed people. There was admixing people.
Reggie, my point that I'm trying to make is that they can migrate in Africa, Europe, and all of this. What makes you think Africans wasn't doing the same thing, brother?
They were.
You think Europeans wasn't Africans? Isn't there a people called the Grimaldis, Reggie? That was in Europe.
Okay, so that's what.
No, yes or no, bro. Yes or no. There were people called the Grimaldis in Europe.
No, that's what said. Modern science says.
You said no, Reggie?
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
you gotta
man.
have your own genetic markers. You gotta have
modern science updated Dr. Diop.
No, I'm trying to prove a point to show you.
But that is a good point. He said modern science updated.
Come
the what?
On,
man.
Bomb drop. That's it.
They ain't come from no African. Ain't no white people.
Bomb drop.
Okay. Ain't no white people come from us. Chinese people ain't come from us.
Freedom, just sit your butt down, please.
They don't make you already know I'm gonna go in on it. So y'all better let that.
Hold on. Hey, Sa. Not earlier you said that, and I get what Sa's saying. He said we are our own people now over here, and times change and we move around.
My point was we migrated all over, brother.
The planet, the whole planet. Yes,
we've been here before some goddamn Columbus. So he who controls history put what they want in them books and take out what they want. We've been all over the goddamn world, man.
Okay.
The knowledge that we have, you can put it on top of a damn pen. We think we're the smartest people in the world. We think yo, brother. We think we so goddamn smart, but you don't really have the knowledge that we got. You could put it on the tip of a pen, brother, and still have room left. You know how much knowledge is in this world?
But that's why I have made
Wait, hey, Sa, can I ask Sister Dot and Brother Reggie a question?
Oh my God.
Sa, can I ask Sister Dot and Brother Reggie a question?
Rock Hooper, what you should have been doing, what you always do?
I got it. I got it. I got it.
What you got? What you got?
So this is what I want to ask him, to Reggie first and then Sister Dot. I say, this is how I know my African DNA is real, because the African Americans share sickle cell.
No.
You early.
No. What you should have been looking up is the Grimaldis. That's what you should have been looking up. Reggie said no.
Negroes that migrated. I know about the Negroes, but that's not my question. My question is, topic is, I asked Reggie and I said, African Americans share sickle cell disease with their West African ancestors. Yes, African Americans share the sickle cell trait and sickle cell disease with their West African ancestors, and there is a clear biological and historical reason, because we came out of lands that was deemed malaria infested, so we had to have a certain type of structure. Your DNA, I don't care if you move an Asian cat to Europe for 1,000,000 years, if it's still an Asian cat, it's still got that same DNA. And another thing about what did they say? How they links? I asked it. What about the original Americans? It's, you know what it said? I asked them about the American. Does African Americans and Native Americans share sickle cell disease to the same degree? No, African Americans, Native Americans do not share sickle cell disease to the same degree. In fact, not even close. It says not even close. Listen to me with all the other. We Africans.
Two different conversations.
Exactly.
Man.
What are you talking about?
Okay, if you even saying that's two different conversations, obviously you have no knowledge. You're just out there.
No, that's two different conversations, man. You better leave AI alone before you go AI crazy.
So don't fall for that.
Rakufu, you tried it.
I see Reggie cooking up something right now, y'all. Y'all look at him. Reggie cooking up something right now.
Can I ask Saneter, do you believe that white
Reggie
people
is
came from
cooking
black
up
people?
something, y'all.
No, I was just thanking the people. I really have nothing else to say. I think it was a good conversation.
Yes, sir.
Well, Reggie, you look nice. You look nice, Reggie.
Say thank you. Say thank you, Reggie. Just say thank you, man.
You look very dapper and very sophisticated.
Reggie is not pleased with you, Freedom, tonight. You are not his friend right now.
You did it to him. You did it to him.
Oh, Reggie. Damn. You look nice.
Saneter loves those hats. You love them.
Saneter, like Dr. Khalid said, unify or die.
Wait, but can I just say something? Because Rakufu, you tried it. Okay. All you did was prove side point, right? Because you are clearly out of Africa theory. So with that point about the sickle cell, so it goes to size point, because this is why also Europeans, so especially Southern Europeans, also have sickle cell anemia. Yes, it's not to the same degree, but they got it, and they in Europe, baby. So
they got it in Asia. What's your point? What's your point?
Can I jump in here for a second on that one?
Goes to Saneter's point about when, if from the out of Africa theory, Europeans are Africans too.
We know that. I agree with you. I'm not saying that.
I don't.
So
all humans come from
information. If I could just jump in here,
I don't agree
with
that.
There's
I know that's
information about that is an argument that holds people to the Christopher Columbus. Was he here before? Because the Southern Europeans that are showing up with sickle cell, they do have African roots. They have strong roots.
Yes, they do.
So, and as far as the sickle cell being here, it is strong evidence that. I'm not saying that the indigenous people were not already here, but they're strong. This goes to Ivan van Sertima, where it says we were here from Africa before. That is for that argument. So I do agree with you. It's a different argument. Yeah. But the sickle cell information is very compelling because it is very unique to African DNA inheritance.
I'm so happy he might have been.
What I'm saying is, what you guys are missing. I guess not you guys, but I get your point in the pot. But what I'm saying is, what Rakufu did, all he did was substantiate what Sal was saying to Reggie.
Right.
Because and it goes to my point and why I had initially brought in that conversation about accountability and responsibility, because I feel like in these conversations when it gets to Europeans coming in and they're the big bad werewolf, right? They get and they deserve it, right? We know clear devil, colonizer, white people, white European. But then when it comes to having a conversation about the role that Africans have played and the degradation and the slavery and all the things, all of a sudden excuses are made, right? When Sal was even asking Reggie started going on about, well, it depends on the marker and the this and that. No, that wasn't the question. We can't keep moving the goalpost, right? Period. And I have something that I can play, but for sake of time, I'm gonna let the brother Callie come in because I know he's been waiting and we've been talking.
That's what I was getting ready to say. And then I'm gonna go out and then I'm gonna go around and let people get a minute to close out, and then I'm gonna let Reggie and Dots close this thing out. Callie is active. What's up, brother? Callie is active, P.
That's my cousin.
What's up, brother?
I hope
is it really your cousin?
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Is that really your cousin?
We can hear you, Mike.
You never know.
We can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can't hear me?
Yep. It's cut.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. You just can't hear
me. Okay, great. Peace, family. Peace to the guys on Earth.
Take off your screen and then
you say pick it up.
No, take off your don't show yourself. You're taking up too much
because this is my first time on on live. So
turn off your camera.
Turn off your camera.
Turn off the camera. Which button is that? Is the blue button? Is it the square button? No, the camera.
It's where the camera is.
Never mind. Just go, brother. Yeah, there you go. Just talk
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Peace, family. Peace, Saneter. You know what I'm saying? Peace, brother Reggie. Peace, freedom. You know what I'm saying? Peace, Dot.
Peace.
You know, this is my first time on here. I'm a faithful watcher. Been watching for years. I done donated, you know what I'm saying, throughout the year side. You know what I'm saying? All the time. I done donated $500 one time by accident, but I tried to get it, but I didn't get it, you know, but I wanted to. But from my heart, I wanted to give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Now, hold up, brother. That was you?
Back when... Yes, but it was just okay because I wanted to give it from my heart. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You know what I'm saying? So it happened. It ain't no big deal. But I'm just saying, I've been here. You know what I mean? And I don't get on lives like this. You know what I'm saying? So I watch all the brothers, different channels. You know what I'm saying? Tariq, the movement. You know what I'm saying? I watch, you know, the Morris brother. You know what I'm saying? Morris TV. And all, you know what I'm saying? Everybody. And I just, you know what I mean? So from my perspective, you know, if y'all just give me 1,000 pardons, you know what I'm saying? But like one brother was saying, it's a timeline issue. You know what I'm saying? To where I don't hear people talking about no creation story.
Oh yeah,
they denounce Africa, but they gotta make their own creation story. Because see, if you was here in the 1600s, that only count for the 800s and the 200s and the 100 and the 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So if we got history going back to Africa to the first year, and then somebody come talking about they here in the 1600s and they foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, how are you foundation before the Africans? If you show me history where they say everybody come from the Indians, you know what I'm saying, and everybody come out of their DNA, you talking about the white man. It don't say that the white man was necessarily born in Africa, but he might have came from the African seed in Europe. You know what I mean? But so, and it's multiple arguments. You know what I mean? You got the FBA, the ADOS, and, you know, Dot is Aboriginal. You know what I mean? So people is coming from different perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
I am not Aboriginal. Please, y'all.
I'm just saying
that.
I know you.
Is that my little cousin Lamont? Is that Lamont?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Let
is.
him talk.
Calm down, Raku. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right,
Salute. I'm with you. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like we come from Africa down the line. Now, how when you got here might be different. You might have came from a different route, but according to all the history that I learned from Saneter and beyond, you know what I'm saying? It's the trail goes back to Africa. I haven't seen the trail from everybody and all the nations coming from America. Now you can project it, but until they come with some concrete evidence, you know what I'm saying, down the line to really bring that together, you know what I'm saying? Y'all jumping the gun, and then the disrespect is way out of line. You know what I mean? In order to get our points across, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to disrespect each other and disrespect our different nations. We are all that and some. I am apostle. I am. I am all that. If I come from his seed and I was the first here, then I am all that and some. But we can argue with our leg and our arm and cut off our fingers, you know what I'm saying, in order to get this little fake bag that they dangle in front of you, you know what I'm saying, and can cause our divide that come under this Trump administration when they steady trying to divide all the nations and trying to pick all the people apart so that they can strengthen their white racist nation that TPSU is doing all this racist devilish shit, devilish stuff, pardon me, and you know what I mean? It's investigations going wild. And we losing control of ourselves and all our unity. Africa is standing up. They're kicking out European nations, and we're not respecting that. Thousand parts we talk about Africa, but we're not showing that Ibrahim Traore is over there pushing the line, kicking folks out, straightening shit. Other nations is joining him. You know what I'm saying? We're not showing Wadabaya that's going around showing all the beautiful things in Africa that they got now, and they got nations and streets clearer than these.
Excuse me.
But some of our people got the mind frame that Africa ain't got nothing, and there's still dirt roads and all that everywhere. No, they got cities that's cleaner than these streets, buildings that's newer than these. You know what I mean? Yes, they do.
Can
yes,
you name?
They do.
Can you hold on a second? Sir.
Yeah, look up Wadamaya channel, the biggest YouTuber in Africa.
Yeah.
I was speaking, but you know what I mean?
Look up YouTube. You're on a diatribe. Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Do you mind?
Yes, you may. Thank you for letting me speak. Thank you for letting me speak.
What African countries that are developed and have cleaner streets than the streets over in the West, especially America and the United States, what African countries are kicking out the Chinese?
Right.
And all the tell me. You just said they're kicking them out, and you just said their streets are cleaner than America, and you're doing a disservice to Africans right now because they're fighting. They're begging for help to get rid of the Chinese.
Wow.
Let me answer you, please. Please listen.
Go ahead.
Because you're preaching that they're kicking people out, but they're begging us to help them get the Chinese out. You're saying their streets are cleaner, but they're asking for help with the flying toilets because they don't have enough of updated plumbing. So
I ain't saying
they don't want you. They don't want you to get in here. Africans, especially in certain countries, I'm going to say Nigeria. They don't want you getting in here telling us.
That's the only thing I've seen people begging on them little commercials they play for you. You know what I mean? But I ain't heard no African come over here begging nobody for nothing. I ain't seen no African get on TV begging nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You said that they begging us for something. I'm just saying, only begging I seen was them commercials that them white folks put on TV. That's the only thing I ever seen begging. You know what I'm saying?
They beg all on Facebook.
Beggars. Saneter, give me a second. 1 second, Freedom. When you said that you watch a man who has sold a woman's revenge porn, Moorish World, I knew that you're the type of person you are. I doubt that you were the person that sent the $500. Because what you're doing right now, and Rakufu, you need to talk to your cousin. You're coming in here and you're talking, but you're not sourcing up. We source up over here. Now, if you have some sources, if you can show us some African countries that are not asking for assistance getting rid of those people who are exploiting Africans, which are the Chinese, I don't see them kicking them out. They're trying to negotiate. They needed them to come over, and now they can't get rid of them. I want you to show me some countries over there that are kicking out colonizers and that have cleaner streets. because what you're doing is wrong. I don't think Dr. Reggie would even subscribe to what you're saying. You're not doing that. What you're doing is incorrect, and it's a disservice to Africans. It is. Now, if you have some proof, I'll let you go ahead. I'm gonna hand the mic back to you.
The reason why
here is start missing.
The reason why Africans don't have to come over here and beg for nothing is because they are already set up when they get here.
Thank you.
The only one that's oppressed is the so-called African Americans here. They got to keep us down. We the ones that got to stay down, right? But Africans, the continental Africans that come here, they already set up.
They loaded.
Huh? Yeah, they loaded. They can go and get apartments. We've been living here all our goddamn life, and we got to go through so much just to get an apartment. Yep. You know, we got to go through so much hell, black people, just to try to get a business. And if we do get a business, the store they're going to overcharge you the rent. But you see these Africans in damn near every goddamn other corner with the hair products, the hair salon, the African stores. I said this before. Be aware, family, when they become police officers in America. That's when your ass better worry. When they start wearing badges and having guns, that's when you better fucking worry.
They do right now.
Yeah,
the biggest scams. The two biggest scammers are coming out of Nigeria and Nigeria.
Can I respond to anything?
On Africa.
Everybody chill. Everybody chill. Everybody chill. Let the brother respond. He wants to respond.
Wait, can I just say one thing, good brother? Africa is about 100 years behind America. 100 years ago, there was horses on the streets of New York, right? That wasn't cleaned up. It's only in the last 80 years that they've actually 70 years that they've actually been cleaning up the street. The South Bronx was bananas, right?
Oh, word.
So I'm not. We are 100. Africa is only 100 years. They have skyscrapers, but America has all the wealth.
You're right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Can I speak right quick about this?
Let him recalibrate.
Everybody speak.
How much time are we gonna go? Because it's after 11. I probably got like 5 or 10 more minutes.
Oh,
yeah. Hold on, Dots. Okay. I gotta close out. Go ahead, Callie. Make it quick because we're closing.
I'm not saying that Africa, the whole nation, is cleaner than America. I'm saying that areas out there, they got countries out there, they got streets that I done seen them. They got streets that's cleaner than my streets. I ain't saying that they've been clean forever, longer than America, or none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's getting took out of context of what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is they got place. They coming up. They're working. They're trying. They say nations ain't doing nothing for us, but they study trying to bring us together and bring the diaspora in. But now we're trying to fight from the diaspora when they wasn't even doing that before. They wasn't doing that in the 60s where they was, but with the Liberia and stuff like that, they have brought us in at times. You know what I mean? But folks that say that our ancestors ain't did nothing. Everything that they accomplished wasn't nothing because it wasn't to your liking, or like the white man wasn't playing these tricks, and then you'll blame the African for the rent. But the white man is the one that's renting to them. The white man is the one that's giving them the visas to come over here and programming them. That's why they have that. Just like they programming us. So all that coincides. The African ain't coming over here renting to you. You ain't renting from the African. The Africans, white man own that. When they come, they get certain benefits because that's what they give them, and they give us our certain benefits. And then y'all claim that they envy us and we lead everything and all this, and then you want to blame them and say that, you know what I'm saying, they got everything. Do they got everything, or do we got everything and they following us? You know what I'm saying? Did we create the Africans, or did they create us? Because we look a little lighter than the blacker people. So all of a sudden we're going to say the lighter people over here, the mixed people over here created the blackest people on the earth. We sound like the white folks. No, you can't go there. No, the black people, it came from black to white. And all of us that's in between that is in between that.
Who says
That's what I'm saying.
All right,
Importance and
thank
peace
you.
and Paul. I know I'm a little controversial in the chat sometimes,
No, it's
but
good,
it's
brother.
all out of respect and love and just a little disagreement with everybody. And I might say my thing, so I know you might remember me from the chat, but it's all out of peace and love. I watch Saneter faithfully, you know what I'm saying? And this is my show, you know what I'm saying, as well as anybody else's. And ain't nobody running me from it or nothing. So I'm here and I'm a part of it. And I might be in the chat, never pop up again. But this is my spiel and this is what I feel. And y'all can take it how y'all take it. And peace and love. And you know what I mean? No hard feelings. Chop it up.
Thank you, brother. Peace to you. Hey, I got to move forward real quick because, damn, Rebel Rasta ain't get a chance to speak. Let Dots close out real quick because she got to get ready to go break out. Dots, close us out.
I can get Rebel Ra, I feel bad. You've been waiting for a long time. So respectfully, I'm gonna give you your time. Okay. I would love to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Dots. Go ahead, Rebel Rasta.
Yeah, give thanks, give thanks. Blessed to the house and blessed to the panel, blessed to the viewers. I don't know. Sister Dots, give thanks. Because I want to touch on the Kalinago Caribs because I hear you say you connected with those kind of people. Do you take the Spanish, the European context of these people? Are you more have as you say, your genealogy go back to them? Do you have like a different cultural perspective? You know what I'm saying? Where they branded the Caribs, the Arawaks, and these people were kind of eating each other and all of that gruesome cannibalism. Yeah.
That's right. And they branded them like that, cannibalism, because again, in the island of Barbados, for example, is one of the last islands to be colonized. It took them over almost 150 years to even come into the island because them Caribs was giving them the business. You heard me? So yes, to make it, yes, you know. And so to make it seem like, oh my God, they're wild, they're animals, they're this, they're that, right? The story, the narrative became, yeah, they're cannibals. Yeah, they're this, they're that. And I'm sure some of that happens, right? But when you raping and you pillaging, your head deserves to be chopped off. Your head deserves to be stomped into the concrete, into the ground. That's exactly right. So no, I don't. And I also know that classifications change because of paperwork. So because the Arawaks, because the Kalinango, or because the Carib tribes are not necessarily, or in the past, they weren't depicted as how you and I look, brother, even though we know they were dark-skinned, man. They were melanin. They had melanin on them. This is before pre-Columbus. This is pre-Columbus, right? So I would never come before the people ever and play in your face and pump fake my genealogy, pump fake like I don't know what I'm talking about. Understand that I stand on my bloodline and I'm serious about that. So if I come before my people respectfully, I've done the work. I may not expose it because people are weird. I've had that happen where people actually like looked up my grandmother's face and started doing fact checking. It didn't end too well for them because they realized I wasn't lying, right? So I have to be a little bit more protective about my personal information. But I would never play with y'all. I would never.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Reggie. I giving you a question for kind of tickle your mind still, and some people on the panel, because let's say we're looking at Marcus Garvey and we're looking at Dr. Ben, like two pillars of what we know, and we ain't gonna go into blah blah, right? So how we would view these people in the sense of the contribution to American and the repatriation, the African movement, and all of these things that how we would put these people in the sense of repatriation? Would they get it? Would we count them out? How you guys view it on the panel?
Well, I think that, as you said, these were great elders. They did. One had a movement. One challenged European religion and about the origins of a great people, and the other one gave us an idea based on other ideas, Booker T. Washington and stuff like that. But Garvey was able to put it into practice. What we have to do is we have to respect our elders' contributions and continue their mission, learn from their mistakes and continue their mission. And then and so with that comes study. if we want to look at if we actually want to look at what happened in the Caribbean and America, both when the native population and when they was falling, when the Africans were brought in, they fought side by side in many rebellions. They didn't fight alone. When they were together, they were under the same situation. They supported each other. Today we have infights, unfortunately, on history, where we need to spend the time trying to figure out if we can work together.
And Reggie, one more thing, one more question, because I've been holding for a minute. And we talking about delineation. That was like the whole start of the thing, right? So when I was checking
not
it out,
not with me and Sister Dots. That wasn't the whole part, but
yeah, and it have the perspective of legal, geographical, verbal, and artistic, and so forth. And when I check it out, the legal part saying basically, let's say FBA or whoever it is, Negro Universal Association, they need to basically have what they call terms of condition and responsibilities within contract or agreement. And are these groups presenting these things to the government? I mean, any government, federal, world government. Like, are they really doing that, or we just here having a verbal fiesta?
One side of the FBA is very genuine in what they believe. I think Tariq Nasheed is genuine in what he believes. And then there's another group, which is the other FBAs, which is the Female Beater Associations, right? These are some of the YouTubers who are actually female beaters, and you can look them up, right? So what happens is it's a conflict within their own organization. Tariq is testing his theory. Some of the people surrounding him, I don't think is too bright, and causing more problems. So that's that's generally my point of my general point. I think that they have to structure themselves in law. I don't think that they've read reparations cases. They told our people reparations is what they're fighting for, but they don't know that they haven't never defined the types of reparations, right? There's federal reparations, there's local reparations, there's program reparations. They've not identified. They held out a carrot saying that reparations is for the ancestry of enslaved, right? But the reparations that are available right now are for harm, right? For if you can say that you were harmed. So you don't really need slavery, right, to make that point. The major point is that we have been harmed, the Native Americans or the people living here in the gray areas who are not in a tribe, who are not Black, they have been harmed. We can make a case for reparations, but they're not smart enough. Not them. They're not smart. If they were smart, we would know the smart people in the FBA movement. They don't write nothing. They're just a lineage, right? And they're misusing the word lineage wrong. Lineage is a particular family. It's not a group of people. What they have done is now they have made a big mistake, a marketing mistake, by reframing a dictionary term. But they're not going to listen to me because they're so far entrenched in the cult that they don't know that they're using dictionary words wrong. And so how could you write anything when you don't read the dictionary? You don't know law. I'll stop there. And I'm serious about the Female Beater Association.
All right. Reggie, save some of that for the closeout. Let me get Sister Dots. Close us out.
That was easy. I closed out.
Okay, good. Now let me get Dots then.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I had a great time, Reggie. I really hope that, we're good after this. It's all love. It's nothing but passion. It's not anger whatsoever. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the people that came up and added to the conversation, and I'll leave it here. I think at the end of the day, it boils down to like a value question, right? Do I value and like, let's say ancestry or bloodline of people that I don't know yet, that I haven't been able to specifically identify, right? So do I revere and value more a landmass across the Atlantic Ocean, or do I value and uphold and revere more my direct ancestors, the people whose first name, last name, place of birth, date of birth, their death, everything, people that I know where they're buried, who they are, when they were born? It's a value question. And I choose to do that. I choose to do that. So I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for your time. Thank you for engaging, Reggie. I appreciate it. That's it. That's all. Good night.
All right. Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
Doc.
you.
I hope that we can talk again under different circumstances. I'm proud of you. You made your point, and that was your point. I respect you. It's just what it is, sis. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Reggie. Hey, Reggie. How did the people look out for you tonight?
Yeah, I in money I got about $85.
Okay,
and
that's
I'll be hitting your Cash App too, Reggie.
That's good. That's good. See, now you can go and buy something to eat tomorrow.
But the rest of the people, if they could put my Cash App in, I'm worth $1, $5 for my time. I really am.
Good. That's good, Reggie. That's good. So let me go to Freedom. You got to close out 1 minute. 1 minute, Freedom.
Okay. Thank you for allowing me to come on. I want to first say, Reggie, I apologize if I said anything that disturbs you at all because I really do care for you. Okay. I want to make sure I get that done and out the way. I want to say there's no way possible I believe that white people, Chinese people, all these different people come from black people. It just
That's because
doesn't
you're
make
dealing with belief. That's why.
whatever. It doesn't make no sense to me. So I'm going to say I disagree with that. Rather, you want to say it's belief, it doesn't make any sense, and that is what I feel about that. This was a good conversation, like it always is. And like I said before, we should all stick together of brown hue. I think that we should all unite, but there is a difference. We are different. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
thank you for allowing me to come up, Star.
All
And
right. Rakufu, let's go. 1 minute, man. Unmute yourself.
My whole 1 minute, I'm just going to show basically what my cousin was saying, the 10 cleanest cities in Africa. You can cut me off when my minute go. But those are the 10 cleanest cities in Africa. The water, the roads, the big buildings. This is 10 cities.
Where's that at?
I just started the video myself. It's in Africa somewhere. We'd have to watch it together one day, or it's called the 10 cleanest cities in Africa. If you want to Google it though, Si.
Yeah, I see it.
And so that's just to show they're not living in mud huts everywhere. Top 10 cleanest cities in Africa 2025 is the name of the video.
Those the money getting Africans right there.
That's real, right? All right, that's my minute. Peace to the family.
Peace, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, hey, Red Sun, man, what kind of pseudo stuff you closing out with?
So I wanted to cook Reggie because he said a lot of pseudo outdated stuff.
He wanted to cook Reggie?
Hell yeah, I wanted to cook that. Keep using that homophobic pseudo stuff.
All right, we don't want to talk about that, brother. Please, man.
My main topic was to chop his head off with his own emotional spiel about us being African American and African, because a lot of that stuff comes from the Boule contingent and the Freemasons, because they was doing backdoor deals and playing along with the white supremacists. So it was the white supremacists cooking up this back to Africa stuff since the days of slavery. And a lot of these people, even your master teacher, Afrocentric leaders, have American Indian background, such as John Henry Clark.
No, I'm laughing at the comment, y'all. I'm laughing at the comment on the screen.
What did he say?
Because a little bit is crazy.
What does it say?
It looked like he could be the son. He looked like he could be his son a little bit.
That's not a diss. That's
not a diss. It looked like he could be his older son, brother.
You $2.
Not son. Damn, you make brother law old.
I dropped $2 so I could cook this.
Yeah, he looked like he could be brother law, little brother.
Yeah, little brother. Yeah. So let's let him cook. He thinks he's cooking, brother Reggie. I don't know about that, but let's listen.
Yeah, so he got emotional about many of us identifying with our elders, identifying as American Indian. And that's valid, because I dropped in the back chat that American Indians were not discernible from Negro slaves. As a matter of fact, if we look into the colonial records, Negro meant a possibility of things such as just servitude at times. And they narrowed it down to an African binary later on during when we were being like freed from slavery. So when we look at these records, you cannot use modern definitions. And also when you're holding your hat on modern science, which is this DNA company stuff, which is pop science, that's not giving you a guaranteed answer to connecting you to a transatlantic slave ancestor. And it's not taking you towards a specific West Central African relatives. What they have collected were 14 regions within the continent of Africa. And they mostly have Jewish and white representation and a limited American Indian database when it comes to our genealogy within the southeastern woodlands and the northeastern woodlands. Because when you look at these museums, they have a certain narrative that they want to go about, is painting the Negro like we were pacifists and taking our whoopings like a champ. And we landed in civil rights era with Obama, and we all overcame all the odds without fighting back. But they don't want to tell the stories about the Yamasi. They don't want to tell the stories about the Akanichi or the Akamaks. And
all right, close out, brother. Your time is there. That's your time.
So to close out, I think that Black Americans should listen to their own elders about this Indian stuff, because it's valid and it's actually tied into practical reparations instead of just this African story, which has never helped us out. And I'll yield the mic there.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, Rasta, close us out. Rastafari, unmute yourself.
Yeah, give thanks again for the panel, and give thanks for everybody that was there with us, giving the energies, and all those people listening same time. And as Reggie was saying, most of the time when we're having conversations, we need to look up the words in order to use them in the right context. Otherwise, we're just having a babble. I mean, most of the information here is very serious to me. But when people start saying they feel like, and and these context, these quotes, or they believe and stuff like that, it's just like, I mean, I want to listen to you, but do you have any documents, anything to prove your belief or your state? And I would say no. So in all contexts, we need to look at the information. We need to look at the dictionary, because we in the English world. So it don't make sense. We keep saying European, and we using European tools, English language, all of that stuff to define things. So we can't get away from it. But if we're going to use it, let's use it in the right context. Blessed Lord Rastafari.
Who's that behind you, brother? I'm not talking about Marcus Garvey, but the other one. Yes.
Rastafari. That was Rastafari Selassie.
Oh, that was Selassie?
Yeah, at a young age, I mean, at the tender age, yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, brother.
Respect.
Hey, Nepal, take us home, Nepal.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't. Okay, everybody said what they. I don't know if Brother Reggie wanted to respond to that, brother.
No, Reggie closed out twice.
Thank you.
Okay, great. This was a great show. I loved it. It was very. I'd love to see the sisters always
entertaining. It was entertaining with the information,
and it was informative. Both of them brought some information out that people need to research. So that's it. Thank you, Saneter. That's all.
All right, and my closeout is Reggie. Please, brother, don't ever get it twisted. I love you, brother, but sometimes I clap back, and you know how I get. You clap back, I clap back, but it's all entertainment with the information, brother. That's all it is. It's never right. It's never no hard feelings. At least on my end, it's not like that.
No, you can be brutal, but you can be brutal. You're super brutal, but we can always talk about it. It's not a problem. It's for the people.
Right.
You have your point of view, and this is
that's
your
all it is, Reggie. I just want you to know that I do that with every
channel, so I can't.
I do that with everybody, Reggie. That's all I want you to know. You know.
I ain't even got a wrench no more. You didn't.
Oh man, you don't. Oh, yeah, you're right. Let me give my brother Reggie a wrench. Damn.
You didn't reset me, but look, it's for the people. We've been having some great shows. This FBA talk. To deny it wasn't FBA talk. It wasn't the
Female Beaters Association talk.
Nah, you got a wrench, Reggie. I just seen it. You had a wrench.
Okay. So no, okay. So but look, I'm glad the sister was up for the challenge. She wanted to talk, and this is the toughest environment, right? So she was tough. No problem. But listen, everybody liked the video. Everybody liked the video. We don't have the likes for the amount of people that's on. We got to improve our analytics because we got other people coming for our head, right? So let's get into analytics, and that's it. I'm gonna go.
All right, peace, and we out.
Yeah, that's what he did. And messed up, like. He saved from up there where y'all at. He saved from New York. Well, upstate.
Upstate New York? Nah, we don't claim that.
Screaming at the top of your lungs, don't make you that guy. Try to watch my style and replay it, don't make you fly. Don't take a break, cause the fake like the snake. When the big dog away, all they do is clout chase. When I enter the room, all they do is bout face. Put them.
Hold on, man, hold on. I'm looking a little closer at that hat. Is that a mink fedora? Is that a fox or what? What is it?
I get it from the same place you get it from in Harlem, the Hat Man in Harlem.
You sure? On Linux, between Linux and Fifth?
Between Linux, yeah. Between the one that's right on it's not I think it's on Atom. The one on Atom Plain Power.
Cause I got one just like that.
I know you do.
But mine's is like I think it's a mink. I ain't wear it in a minute.
Yours is more. It's
a mink. It don't have the fur. It don't have the big fur like this right here. But it's a mink. It's a little mink.
You got more money than me. My hat is.
I don't have no money, brother. Don't do that.
My hat is in a $400 range. Your hat is in.
There you go.
Huh?
Yeah, I like that. I got the same joint, and I got the coat to match it, like the 3/4 joint, like the trench joint, the trench.
Saneter, you the flyest. You the flyest. Huh?
Yep, that's it right there.
And you mink down. I see people don't know. Saneter walk mink down, boy. When it get cold. Anyway, go back to your show.
Yeah, that's what he did. And messed up, like. He saved from up there where y'all at. He saved from New York. Well, upstate.
Upstate New York? Nah, we don't claim that.
Screaming at the top of your lungs, don't make you that guy. Try to watch my style and replay it, don't make you fly. Don't take a break, cause the fake like the snake. When the big dog away, all they do is clout chase. When I enter the room, all they do is bout face. Put them lions on my back, then ball with the minister. Side put me on there, everybody wanna mimic you. Yeah, I thought I told you we the toughest here. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really want smoke, I pull up with him. Toughest environment, smoke city.
Hold up. I had to get it, Reggie. Here it go right here. See that?
Nice. Easy.
Same hat you got, bro.
Easy. So we brothers.
And I got the trench that go with it. So
killing them.
Yeah, man.
Kill him, side. That Saneter's on that Bumpy Johnson. Saneter's on that Bumpy Johnson joint, boy. Look at you looking at the new Bumpy Johnson, the Bumpy Johnson of Conscious TV, right here. This Bumpy Johnson right here, huh?
I ain't gonna stop you no more. Let's get
started. Yeah, that's what he did. And messed up, like. He saved from up there where y'all at. He saved from New York. Well, upstate.
Upstate New York? Nah, we don't claim that.
Screaming at the top of your lungs, don't make you that guy. Try to watch my style and replay it, don't make you fly. Don't take a break, cause the fake like the snake. When the big dog away, all they do is clout chase. When I enter the room, all they do is bout face. Put them lions on my back, then ball with the minister. Side put me on there, everybody wanna mimic you. Yeah, I thought I told you we the toughest here. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big
pull up with it. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing he can teach is hope. Kill a spider, drown a fish, stomp a rose, do something. But don't come on side net with the stunt. Everybody over here getting money. Touche hit me up, told me go and run it. Guess I'm Carl Lewis. You looking dumb foolish. Nigga way upstate making soft music. Boy, this the toughest environment, show you how to do it. Mr. Toughest environment, show you how to do it. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really won't smoke, I pull up with it. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke. Shit, the only thing he can teach is hope. We be on the scene, niggas screen our shit. We the toughest you done seen, we the big boy clique. If he really won't smoke, I pull up with it. Toughest environment, smoke city. I can tell by your energy you ain't really woke. He showed up to debate, but he choked. No money in his pocket, boy broke.